Hey everybody, welcome to the Topher Corp Enchanting Factory. This video is primarily a guide for the other players on my private server, but it's also just kind of a showcase. I want to share this cool build I made. This build utilizes the Create Enchantment Industry mod to automate and simplify the enchanting of gear. For the players on the server, the Enchantment Factory has a passenger train station that has been integrated into the passenger rail network. The easiest way to get here is to hop on the Bumblebee trolley or the red trolley from Central Station and just ride it here. It also has a little feature here. We have a track observer, which when new trains come in, if they sit here and wait for the previous train to leave, they no longer have to wait because if they stop here, it will trigger this train to depart. That way trains don't get clogged up here when a player is sitting here waiting. Yeah, we'll have an example of that in just a few moments as the red trolley arrives from Central Station in just a moment. I'm going to fast forward. Oh, never mind. It was the wrong trolley. It was the wrong line. Anyway, when this one arrives, that one leaves. That way we don't get too many trains stuck here, and more trains can support the rest of the server. This station also features a mending repair station here, which can repair items with mending by pouring liquid experience onto it. Let's see if I have... Yes, here we go. I have a pickaxe here. That I can demonstrate this on. I can put it in here, pop it in here, it'll get splurted on with the experience juice, and pop out here fully repaired and ready to go. Let's start the tour after the train station. Let's start the tour of the inside of the factory by heading on over to the experience tanks. Those are over here. Here we are. Okay, the experience tanks. Here, visitors can donate experience points to the Enchanting Factory by pressing this button here on the left. This toggles the floor between floor mode and disenchanter mode. If I had some experience right now, I could deposit my levels into this disenchanter just by standing on it, and that'll enter this tank here. We can push the button again to toggle the floor back into floor mode. The button on the right here will basically do the opposite and take experience from this tank and pump it through this pipe and dump it onto me. This button is for employees only. Please do not steal our experience. This is a donation system. We're not borrowing your experience, you're donating it to us. Anyway. This tank stores hyper experience. Now, hyper experience, regular experience is green, hyper experience is blue. It's also a lot more concentrated. It takes about, I believe, 100 millibuckets of experience to make 10 millibuckets of hyper experience. So it's quite a ratio, quite difficult to create this stuff, and I only have 2.5 buckets of it right now in the tank. Hyper experience is created by mixing liquid experience in a superheated basin here with lapis lazuli and glow ink sacks. If you have any of those you'd like to donate, you can do so right over here. Just place them into these barrels, and we got some conveyor belts outside which takes those and puts them in here. Hyper experience is used for hyper enchanting, which allows us to do regular enchantments but at higher levels than normal. So for example, piercing normally has a cap of level 4. With hyper experience, we can enchant a crossbow with level 5 piercing. And that's very, very cool. Anyway, the experience in these tanks are pumped down into the floor and then outwards into these different bespoke enchanting modules. I've designed these enchanting modules. They have a 7 block by 7 block footprint with a 1 block gap between all of them. I think that's necessary, if I recall correctly. Each module has 2 redstone lamps, which light up when the blaze enchanters have enough liquid XP or hyper XP to bestow their enchantment. You can also see the sign above, which features the name of the enchantment, a short description, and the costs for regular enchanting and hyper enchanting, which are color-coded in green and blue respectively. Above the sign are a number of placards showing what items the enchantment can apply to, in this case armor. A blaze enchanter can store up to 2,000 millibuckets or 2 buckets of XP or hyper XP. But storing that much at a time is a bit wasteful, as excess experience could be used in different modules. We want to spread the XP around because this hyper stuff is really hard to make. As such, the design incorporates a threshold switch, which turns on when the enchanter has enough XP to perform a single enchantment. Once this amount is reached, The threshold switch turns on the redstone lamp, as well as this piston, which activates a clutch down there and turns off the pump supplying XP to the enchanting module. When the enchanter's XP storage is below the defined threshold, the lamp shuts off and the pump turns back on to refill it back to the point where it can do one more enchantment. To use an enchanting module, simply place the item you wish to enchant on the left depot here. A mechanical arm will grab it and deposit it onto the central belt here, which moves to the right if this light is on for hyper enchanting, and moves to the left if this light is off and hyper enchanting is unavailable. The machine kind of always assumes that regular enchanting is available, but this might not be the case if for some reason we are just completely out of experience points. But hopefully that doesn't happen. If for some reason you want to do a regular enchantment and not a hyper enchantment when this light is on, the best way to do that is to simply just yeet your item onto the green belt, and that will occur. Actually, I wanted to hyper enchant that. Let's see if I can go grab that back. Oop, oop, oop. I got it. Okay, did that? Cool. It doesn't have fortune yet. Let me show how to normally use this machine. Yeah, you just slap it down here. The arm grabs it. It puts it here. The belt moves it here. It goes up here. It gets hyper enchanted and should get fortune 4. I'm gonna be getting a lot of flint with this shovel, hopefully. I mean, you know, I imagine there's probably some good use for a fortune 4 shovel, but this is the only tool I have that I haven't totally kitted out just yet that I know of. I could probably also kit out a hoe. What else doesn't this have? We got unbreaking, mending, efficiency, fortune. That sounds pretty dang good for a shovel, but I know of one more enchantment that the other players on the server might not be aware of that I want to point out in this video. Back here, opposite the train station, is a group of smaller modules. These ones are only 5 blocks wide, and these are all of the single level enchantments. You can't hyper level, or you can't hyper enchant a single level enchantment, but you can just regular enchant them. So we have these much smaller modules for the single level enchantments, including mending. This item has mending, but the mending module has a spout here, so it'll just skip over the enchantment part. It'll just flop over there and then come down here. And we have this little spout here that will repair items with mending, and the fact that it's in the mending module means that whenever you give an item mending, it'll also get repaired, which I thought was very nice and convenient. But I wanted to showcase really quick, we have Ars Nouveau on the server, and it adds the Soulbound enchantment. It's either Ars Nouveau or Ars Elemental that adds this. And Soulbound is incredible, and I put it on all my things. I can put it on my wrench, I put it on my backpack, I put it on my advanced wireless terminal, which lets me access my inventory when I'm kind of, or access my storage when I'm close to it. I'm going to toss the shovel onto the machine, and we're going to give this Soulbound so that when I die, I get to keep my shovel just in case it's on me. Conveniently, I also put it on my backpack, so if any of my tools that don't have it, any of my items that don't have it, I should be keeping in here, just in case I do die. But with all of my gear having hyper enchanted protection, I'm not wearing it right now, but with all of my armor having protection, I believe 4, because I think 3 is the highest you can normally have. You know, I take very little damage right now. Yeah, this is the Enchanting Factory. Thanks for watching, everybody. I think I've run out of notes I wanted to cover. I will try to upload the schematic for the module. Oh, hello, kitty. Yeah, I'm gonna upload the schematic for the module into my Google Drive or something, and add a link so that people checking this out can make their own. Just in case I don't do that for some reason, or I forget, or the link is no longer available, I'll just do a real slow turnaround so you can check these out. You might have to, when building this on your own, you might have to adjust, you're gonna definitely have to adjust the threshold switches for each for each module. And I have these speed controllers set to 4 so that they pump very slowly, so we don't get too much excess XP in here. But yeah, that's my walk around. That's my fly through. That's my walk through. Thanks for watching. Hey, coming back real quick for one more thing I forgot to cover. These out of order modules. The reason they're out of order is that to convert a blaze burner into a blaze enchanter, you need to use an enchanting guide that has the right configuration and setup for the enchantment you want to do. And to configure those enchanting guides, you need the enchanted books at the maximum level. Well, for my purposes, I need the maximum level of each respective enchantment. So, for example, I don't have the fire aspect enchanted book to create the enchanting guides for these guys. There's a few, so yeah, for every out of order module you see, I am missing an enchanted book that I need to get this working. I have over here a chest where you can deposit enchanted books, and a checklist here of all of the enchantments I'm missing. So for that that fire aspect, I need a book of fire aspect 2. If you have it and you're on the server, please come on over to this chest, and I've got a couple of straddle jump ones here that I just haven't found a spot for yet. And I'm as low on priority because I don't have a straddle board yet. Anyway, if you have any of these enchantments, there's 2 pages here, this page. If you have any of these enchantments on a book, please bring them over here, donate them here. You can have them after I'm done. You can have them back after I'm done making enchantment guides with them. It does not consume the book. You may keep the book, but just if you want to lend a book to the factory in order to turn one of these out of order modules into a functioning module, so that the community here, our group, can utilize them, that would be excellent. So yeah, please donate your books. I need these guys. The factory needs them. All right, that's it. Bye.